was number one protecting the paint. They're the number one team in the NBA in drives and points generated from drives. Obviously, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is an elite one-on-one driver, puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Jalen Williams as well. And we turned in a defensive performance where they had 36 points in the paint, only 8 in the second half. I thought our awareness in the second half, in particular to Shai, was much better as a group. I think Chris Dunn had some magnificent moments one-on-one, but it's not about Chris. I thought his teammates did a much better job in the second half of their recognition and shifting to help Chris in certain moments. But Chris did an amazing job in the second half on Shai. You know, the second part of it was trying to play in a way where we kept them out of transition, and they had 5 fast break points for the game. You know, those two things defensively, you know, you couple that with only giving up 9 second chance points, and you have an opportunity to win. Another night where they made some threes, some pick and pop threes, and it didn't feel good, but the guys, you know, again, understanding that the key to the game was protecting the paint, we stuck with it. We got some better activity out of the guys guarding people in the corners, stunting up a little bit to show a little support, and it allowed us to hang around. And then, you know, we had a bunch of guys on the offensive side play really well. You know, 6 guys in double figures. Obviously, Lowry turned in a monster night with 33 on 18 shots. So, you know, credit to the whole team. You know, our defense and protecting the paint is ultimately what gave us a chance to win.
I know you just said it's not about Chris Dunn, but
you want to make it about Chris Dunn.
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I mean, just like as a coach, like you're watching some of the things that he does on the defensive end, and like the timing with his hands, his feet. I mean, if I was in the position, he'd be like running back the other way, and I'd be like, I love you.
Yeah. No, he's Chris is really valuable to our team. You know, I've talked a lot about halftime as an opportunity for us to look at what's happening in the game and make some adjustments, and we felt like going into the second half, we wanted to try to match Chris's minutes with Shai. You know, there's obviously hard choices that have to be made every night because that cuts certain people's minutes, that changes your rotation, that changes some lineups, but we just felt like it gave us the best chance to hang around in the game was if we could limit Shai's dribble penetration. We knew that it was going to take more than one person, but we do understand that Chris on the ball initially does the best job on our team. He's a terrific defender. He has amazing instincts. He has a great mix of physicality and agility. You know, I think when we talk about good athletes in the NBA, I think one thing that's very misunderstood is there is a difference between a good offensive athlete and a good defensive athlete. I would not describe Chris as a great offensive athlete. He doesn't play above the rim. He's not the fastest guy you've ever seen. He's not a bad athlete, but there's nothing about Chris on the offensive end that really jumps out. But his ability to move defensively, the athleticism that he has with his back to the basket, sliding, opening his hips, getting low, being strong, is really, really impressive, and he's a big reason why we won the game.
When you look at the third quarter, Larry Markkinen obviously had 17 in the quarter, but a lot of his baskets came early when the Thunder just still had the lead. How did he help kind of open up the offense to where you were able to make that 14-0 run at the end of the quarter?
Yeah, I mean, Lowry, I think tonight was a great example for him of, you know, he goes 5 for 7 from 3, but there have been plenty of games where he shot far more jump shots. I thought his physicality against the switching was really impactful for us. He drew a lot of attention around the basket. We were able to throw him the ball over the top a few times. You know, his versatility offensively is continuing to grow. You know, I think the possession in the fourth quarter late where he got the ISO just above the elbow and he took his time and he faced up and he just shot a jump shot over the top. You know, that's an example of growth from Lowry because that's not something that he's done a lot. It's something that he's worked on a ton, but hasn't done it a lot in the games yet. And so I think he's recognizing how teams are guarding him and understanding that every night it may be something a little bit different for him, and we're fortunate that he has the skill set to do that.
What's